to see you.
Lori, good to see you too.
Hey, I think this was a great idea. I want to say thank you for putting together this PowerPoint presentation about Club Excellent Award. There's a lot of changes this year, and I'm really glad that we're going to be able to go through some of them. I have lots of questions.
That's good because this new program can be a little bit overwhelming at first glance, and really by going through and breaking it into little bite-sized bits of things, it really will allow the club president and their team to really walk through the process and to put things in place to have success because it really is doable. It's just going to take knowing what to do by when and meeting those deadlines. And the key is everything is Lion Portal.
Okay. So today's goals are to review the changes for the LCI Club Excellence Award program, and there are many. Identify those criteria that need to be assessed now prior to October 1st, 2025, and provide strategies at the club level for success. That way the clubs can get the Club Excellence Award and our district can get the District Excellence Award. No more forms.
Yep, no more forms, all gone away.
Wow, everything is through the Lion portal. So in the Learning Center, there are tutorials about the Lion portal, and I know Sue and I are available to help anybody that wants help with that. And if they need help getting their entries in, we can help guide you through that. The
And
award comes directly from LCI.
directly from LCI. So in the past, as we know, we would all complete forms that were provided by LCI, both for the club and the district. It's now automated. There's no forms, and everything's being monitored. That's why Lion Portal is so critical going forward, because district governors will be notified directly from LCI if a club and or a zone, region, or district have reached the excellence award criteria and will be awarded to them.
So I guess getting that data in a timely manner is key because if you miss those steps, you could be eliminated from eligibility quickly.
Anytime along the way, actually. That's why the timing of this video, because there are a couple of things coming up shortly that clubs need to look at and to see if they would participate. And I would really encourage them to, because it really is doable. And as we know in the past through all of our districts, we've done a lot with Lion Portal training, trying to get people, exposed, comfortable with the product. And with this, in this particular case, now that they're in their second full year of Lion Portal from LCI, they're making it now more automated to do things automatically so clubs and districts to reduce our paperwork, but it does increase the need for us to make sure at the club and the district level and the multiple district level that we are inputting things into Lion Portal regularly and meeting those deadlines. The deadlines now mean something.
I think it's key, and I know that you can find where's a good place actually to be able to find what those deadlines are and where.
In particular for the club excellence or in general?
I think, well, let's talk about that. So for the Club Excellence Award, I think there are key dates like you had to have reported your officers by
May
May
15th.
15th.
Mhm.
But maybe there are different projects out there that would be qualified for district excellence. Isn't there a mental health initiative that's going on that clubs need to be aware of?
Exactly. You will see over the next couple of slides, we've outlined for you exactly what you have to worry about now in the next couple of weeks, next really, 3, 4 weeks, and then what through the rest of the year based on the way the Club Excellence Award program has been set up. And that will help you when you're with the clubs, with planning for what they're going to be rolling out in terms of service and districts as well.
Excellent.
So that's a cheat sheet of all the requirements, eligibility requirements for the Club Excellence Award for the 2025-2026 year.
And this was put out by Lions Club International?
Yes, this actually was put out by a lion in the community at large, and but it does reflect everything. If you do want to, um, there is a link on, and we will put that at the end when we upload the video for people to click on to view. We will have there all the links and resources where you can just click and actually go to the LCI Club Excellence Award page where you can see it all as well.
And I love the fact that there's an opportunity to the weeks of service to
Mhm.
add that into your annual calendar for how you're serving your community. I think these were well thought out, and our neighbors will benefit from the work that we're doing.
I really agree because when you look at it, first you say, "Oh my goodness," they're requiring, and we'll see in other slides, that we participate. But if you really like take a minute and break it down a little bit more, I mean, mental health has been this emerging interest and program of awareness, for Lions Club International, but also we've seen it in our own multiple districts that it's been an increasing wanting and need for awareness. So it's timely and it's perfect. And frankly, the other two, hunger and environment, we all do hunger and environment service projects already. So it really is, if you think about it, nothing new that you have to create. It just may be the timing of what you've already done or are doing.
Excellent. That is awesome. Now this is different. So I had heard about this, that your president should not be in their third year in that role. If they are, then your club may not be eligible for the 25-26 Club Excellence Award.
Exactly. This is a really big change. For many years, and really since there's been this talk, with Lion Portal and succession planning, we've been, and all of us that have served in leadership and district governor positions have all been talking about to our clubs and our Lions the need for succession planning at the club level, and that we need to have change, in officer and structure. That's how you keep clubs fresh. That's how you keep them growing and growing in service and growing in membership. And what they did was, and I think it's a very good thing what they did. Um, when you go in to look at the years of service of a club president and leadership, we get the club assessment report, and there's always a column that says, how long somebody has been in that presidential position. And I can tell you, some of them have been they are still the same. They have actually cleared it up. So, what you have for data really reflects the years the president's been in the position. And what they're saying is that, a president really shouldn't be in that position more than two consecutive terms, and that there should be some succession. And many of our clubs have vice presidents, sometimes multiple vice presidents, and we should have that time, that ability to have that leadership grow and to be able to identify that talent at the club level. So they've done it in a way. And what I did for several districts as council chair, just so you know, is I took a spreadsheet, I took the clubs, I took how many years their presidents have been in office, and I kind of cut it with three or more being the cutoff point. So we kind of know at a quick glance where clubs are or aren't in terms of that presidential um, uh, position of being years in the position.
So theoretically, there may be clubs that have work to do in changing that president over into a one of the vice presidents moving up.
Exactly. And it could be a little bit too along the lines of some people are apprehensive of going up. Some people get comfortable where they are. And hopefully at the club level, there's that environment of encouraging people to go up and to take that leadership role for that year and going forward, not to exceed two consecutive years, of leadership in a club. And we have all found, through all of our dealings, right, as leaders, that actually having that succession really does help keep things fresh in the community and within the club, and actually helps with membership satisfaction and retention that we all talk about on a regular basis too.
If people get excited, they want to lead, they want to try to do things, and if they feel that they're supported by all of their club members, then it's a win-win for everybody with that, and the club looks vibrant in the community and people are successful.
Exactly. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
Excellent. So listen, if you're good with number one and two, then I think you're good to go towards this Club Excellence Award.
Okay, there we go.
Induct two
Hmm.
members or 20% new members,
Mhm.
whichever is greater.
Whichever is greater. And you can include transfer, reinstated, or charter members. So those are fresh members, that are coming in. And it has to be based on that your membership count as of June 30th, oh, typo, of 2025, um, of what your club count was.
And you can sponsor a new club.
Right. Oh, yeah, right. So if you sponsor a new club, number one, two, and three, you don't really have to worry about. You
No,
should.
so far, this doesn't seem like this is difficult, Sue.
No, it's not. It really
And the
isn't that
fact that it
difficult.
goes through Lion Portal, it's
Mhm.
streamlined. We already have our
Exactly.
active. I feel better already.
I mean, really, when you start breaking it down into the bits, it's not overwhelming at all. And my
Right.
apologies for the typo in number three. For clarity purposes, it is June 30th, 2025.
Oh,
2025. And I gave you an example that said if you had 20 members, you would need to bring in four new members at 20%.
okay.
All right.
Whichever
So
one is greater.
whichever
So they
one is
want they
greater.
want you to get the four new members, not the two new members.
Exactly. But for
Gotcha.
those small clubs that are struggling or those that we have on rebuild status, and you may have eight, 10 or eight members, they can qualify if they bring in a minimum of two members.
Okay.
Right. So it helps those smaller clubs get the confidence of being able to get new members in and to grow the club and not get discouraged.
This is great.
It
This is
really is when
awesome.
when you really dive into it.
Yep, absolutely. So service, and we talked about this. You
Mhm.
got to report your service in Lion Portal for a minimum of four service projects by June 30th,
Mhm.
2026, or the designated date for the 3 international weeks of service. Those are those new
Exactly.
service lines, which actually for most clubs are not new. Just the first one, the mental health one, may be something that's new that they're not doing.
Exactly.
Mental
Exactly.
health
And
week
I think
number
the key
one,
part
October
is
4th.
hmm,
October 4th is coming right around the corner.
it's right around the corner. And I know people are probably looking at this going, oh my gosh, now I got to go do a service project. I got to do this. And I'm here to say if you read number two, your club can conduct or you can participate in an event. So that means you may have a sister club next door. Maybe there's a district, mental health. You can participate it as a club and you can still get credit for it. Or you could also go out and do simple things. It could be as easy as, partnering with a mental health nonprofit or a practitioner in your community and having an open house. Um, in our particular case, we have a festival. We always have a table where we have bought information to hand out on mental health awareness and suicide prevention, and we'll be having, some providers that are close to our club there. I mean, so there's just little ways. It doesn't have to be a big event. It could be we always talk about, right? Small, acts of kindness and service. It could be just that and just going out into the community and raising the awareness, but also being part of clubs in your area, in your district, at the district as well.
And it's interesting, as you were talking, I was thinking about Lion's Quest. And there
Hmm.
are components within Lion's Quest that also talk about self-esteem and maybe that's something that we talk about this with our Leos, that we get our
Exactly.
Leos involved in the recognition of mental health and well-being because they're such amazing kids that work with us in Lions and we've partnered with them and giving them the ability to speak out and express is not only a service to them, but it's also a service by them in their community because other younger people are looking for that information from our youth, and why not harness that energy to make it good? So this is amazing.
Yeah, and I really agree. And and even and actually through all of this with the service and doing the International Weeks of Service, invite the Leos in and have them even partner with you. And you want to know something, even they may be doing something and you can help them out. So and I agree with Lion Quest because that really much is very much a very integral program from LCI. It really does impact and our Leos are on the front lines of service and that could actually see them being a pivotal portal of outreach for the Lion Quest program as well. So very well pointed out, Lori. Very well.
Agreed.
Yeah. I gave an example that it's that how you can meet the 4 requirements. So basically, Club A can participate in their veteran stand down, right? And then they could actually conduct or participate in any of the three of all the three weeks of service in October, January, and April. Enter that into Lion Portal, and then they have met the requirement for the service activities for the Club Excellence Award.
They just have to remember that all three of these projects need
Done.
to be done within that time period
Right.
and reported in Lions Portal for it to count.
Exactly. And that's the key. You could do all 4 events, but if you don't enter it into Lion Portal, it's not going to
Right.
count. And it does have to get in. And
100%.
yeah, and timeliness is really important. That way it's not hanging on your plate, on your mind, and you just get it out of the way and then it's all taken care of. So again, not all that hard to do when you piece it down into little
No, it's really.
pieces.
So leadership, these are important dates for us to remember to get
Mm-hmm.
into Lion Portal. Your newly elected officers for 26, 27 need to be in by May 15th. If they're not entered, even at that early phase, they will not be eligible for Club Excellence. So getting that in is really critical.
And we all know this. I mean, we've all been there. We've all absolutely been there, right? Life gets busy with that work life volunteer balance, right? And how every year when we're district governors, we would say, make sure you get your officer entered by May 15th because it does mean something. And there are things behind the scenes in terms of systems and closing out one year and starting another. But now this really means something in terms of whether or not your club is eligible for award. And as you know, there should always be a slate of officers in April, the vote, and then everybody entered in, by May 15th. So they're just putting that in, as a requirement, but it's a big one. It's a big one.
Yep. If you miss that step, you could miss out the whole year, and you not only impact your own club, but you impact the district.
Yes, and we'll get into that in a minute. Absolutely. Because this is, a cumulative thing and one thing, and it could just a little bit of a roller coaster effect. Um,
Now, it also says here that 10% of club members complete 3 courses in the Lions Learning Center.
that means, 10%.
Officers or any lion?
Huh?
Officers or any lion?
So any lion. So this is a minimum of 10. There is a requirement further down, number 4 that you'll see as club officers. And I will be contacting LCI to see if number 2 and number 4, if number 2 is incorporated in number 4, or if it's a standalone. And what I've read, that hasn't been differentiated. So that is something that we can come back with more information on. But right now it's 10% of club members can complete any 3 courses in Lions Learning Center. So if you look at a club, of 20 people, that's 4 people, right? If my math's correct.
Right.
So it's not that big, right, of a process. So again, and there's lots of great courses.
And
And
I
there's
mean,
course,
have you been
yeah,
on the learning? Yeah, they're great.
yeah. I mean, it's things that affect, it's just not Lions. It's stuff that you could use in your personal life, conflict resolution, things that you could transfer and use over to your work life too.
Yes, there's a lot of, I love the programs. They're really modern. They're accessible. You could do them in big chunks.
Right. They work.
Sorry, I had a dog in the back.
I got a cat in the back. But
And what else? Oh, you said before, I see number 3 is reminds us about the club
yep,
president for more than 3 years.
yeah,
So the big change, 2 or more club officers, president, vice president, secretary, or
definitely.
treasurer. One of them has to be the club president,
Mhm.
has to complete the club officer training online or in person as reported by the GLT coordinator in Learn between 7/1/25 and 12/31/25.
That's the big change. It used to be that the Lions learning year went from April 1st of one year to March 30th of another year. That has now been changed. And it is now they're asking in order to have be considered for club excellence, that officer training be done from 7/1 to 12/31. So basically there's three more months left to get that club officer training in.
Okay, so if someone attended it in August and they were live,
Counts. As
does
long
that
as your
count?
DLT coordinator reported it into the Lion portal through Learn.
Okay, very good.
Easy, right? Yeah,
Yep, not this is I think a better change because I don't know how many people were aware of that April date. So this
right.
kind of slides us into that calendar year.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, to be honest, get the training done sooner rather than later. That way you have greater impact, right? In your
Yep,
district, in your clubs, and your Lions for the rest of the year.
excellent. I'm liking these changes.
When you break it down, it really isn't all that bad. It's just overwhelming when you first look at it.
Donation. So LCIF, a minimum of the club memberships total as from 6/20/25 multiplied by $20.
Mhm.
So if a club has 20 members, they need to contribute 20 members times $20 would be $400 to
Exactly.
LCIF.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And most clubs really, do donate, but and it actually includes individual contribution in clubs. I mean, it comes under the club heading, right? So
That's easy enough to do, and our foundation is so important that that helps to fund some of our leadership training. That contributing to LCIF in this manner is a very good thing towards club excellence.
you bring up a very important point. Yeah, it does. It does come back to the multiple district and the districts and the club, and it does in many different ways. And one of which is our ongoing, as you know, we're lucky in our state. We have a very vibrant learning and training that we do, for all of our districts and Lions. And in addition, it also gives us the ability to bring in and to do specialty things and actually fund other LCIF grants that come our way. So that support of LCIF, both locally, regionally, and globally. People sometimes don't realize how important those dollars and stretch and go and make an impact in people's lives.
They do not only for the learning component, but remember last year with the mudslides and the
Absolutely.
impact that
Mhm.
LCIF had in our own state. I
Exactly.
remember with macro burst how important that was with that
Mhm.
funding the food pantry. And this is a direct line impact that we can speak for our communities.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yay LCIF.
Right. So at the end of the day, you got it.
Very good. Hey, you know what, Sue, thank you so much for this
Welcome.
afternoon. This was awesome. I totally got it. I know that the members will get this broken down like this. It was a great presentation, and I appreciate the work that you did towards the PowerPoint, and I know that it's really going to empower our Lions to succeed.
And take away and demystify all that mystery and make it in bite-sized beats, what you can call bite-sized pieces for success. Some of that nuts and bolts training.
Excellent. Thank you so much,
All right.
Sue.
Thanks, Lori.
Have a great afternoon.
You too.
All of this is through the Lions portal. You're on mute, Sue.
I really do have to start drinking.
What did you do today?
Oh man, around the world with Sue in one day. My little mind. Could actually be on Saturday Night Live.
This could be a training video on leadership and presentation skills. Hi, I'm an LCIP graduate.
Okay, let's go back to the top.
Shall we start again?
Yeah. Oh man, this is so funny.
Oh. Good afternoon, Sue. How are you?
I'm fine, Lori. How are you today?
Hey, doing well. I want to thank you for suggesting that we put this together for the Club Excellence Award. There are so many changes this year, and I think going through it together, I have a lot of questions. So I appreciate your time with this, and I think if we share this with other Lions, maybe it'll make the program run smoother, and that they know that we're a resource for them at the end of the day.
I totally agree. This will give them the information, a little bit of some ideas, the toolkits, where to start, so it's not so overwhelming at the first blush. Clap again.
What happened? Did it freeze?
No, that's what. Yeah, see, that's the part. Okay, let's start. Let's go back and start again. We're there.
Okay, yes.
We got it. We got it. We got it.
We
Okay.
got this. Hey, Sue, good afternoon. It's not funny.
It's going first. Stop. Stop. Oh my God. Okay.